They are criminals.
Stealing, prostitution,
crack and meth.
whatever I could just to get high.
The last time that he put his hands on me, I cut him.
And they are mothers.
When I was 11, I got pregnant with my first of the twins.
This is my daughter, Nevaeh.
So this is your 8th pregnancy?
Yeah.
I have 2 boys.
And their babies are born behind bars. But for some mothers, there's hope and the possibility of a second chance.
I'm trying to find any way I can to keep this baby.
Inmates vie for the privilege to raise their babies behind bars.
Baby dorm, do you guys still got that? I can stay out of trouble and I can be with my baby.
For Donna, it's about survival.
It's terrible over here.
For Bobby, it's about becoming the mother she never was.
It's not that I was a bad mom, I just made bad choices.
For Balbina, her child brought back the life she lost.
All the things that the drugs had killed and I couldn't feel, I feel again now.
But just a handful will make it.
Mommy, love you.
And the rest will pay the ultimate price.
Can you come and get the baby?
I think it's a lot of cry.
I can't keep my daughter. It's just not fair. Oh my God, I'm so scared.
Just 7 miles west of downtown Indianapolis is the Indiana Women's Prison, a maximum security facility that houses more than 600 female inmates. The women here have committed serious crimes that range from drug dealing and prostitution to burglary, assault, even murder. These women are criminals, but they're also mothers. Mothers who are raising babies. In 2007, the Indiana Women's Prison instituted the We Ones Nursery. This radical new program is designed to create a bond between incarcerated mothers and their children by allowing a handful of inmates to keep their babies behind bars.
If the rates for reincarceration are lower for women that have gone through this program, then we've done something right. If the rates of criminal activity by their children in 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years are low, then we know we've done something right.
But with more than 60 pregnant inmates and only 10 places in the baby dorm, competition is fierce. 34-year-old Balbina Hernandez was pregnant when she was incarcerated for dealing narcotics.
I think I had Angelina to set me still. I think that's what God did. He set me still and let me bond with my daughter. That way I can get out there and be a mom and have a family and go back the way I used to be, you know, having a home. I don't have nothing now. I had homes, horses, dirt bikes, a garden, you know.
She now has a place on the baby dorm with her daughter, Angelina.
Being with her this last 10 months has been a miracle, a blessing, an eye-opening. It's been totally educational, you know. It's brought back all the things that I lost, all the things that the drugs had killed and I couldn't feel. I feel again now.
This morning, a new intake of women is arriving. Many of them are pregnant. All pregnant offenders in the state of Indiana end up here, and up to 60 babies are born each year.
Look at that baby. Woo, man.
Every woman must undergo a pregnancy test upon arrival and a full medical in the prison infirmary. Bobby Brush, a crack and meth addict, is 8 months pregnant. She's desperate to secure a place on the baby unit.
How long are you?
I'm due in 4 weeks.
Have you been getting prenatal care?
Yes.
So you can go over to see Dr. Tanner.
But Bobby will have to compete with other inmates, like 20-year-old Donna, who is 8 weeks pregnant.
I'm trying to find any way I can to keep this baby, that's all.
To be considered for the We Ones Nursery, offenders must meet strict standards.
Yes, she's sorry.
They cannot have a violent offense on their record. They must have 18 months or less left to serve on their sentence, and the baby must be born healthy.
I've had 2 miscarriages, and then this is my 6th live.
You got a 183 number. Where have you been before?
This is it.
This is it?
Yeah, in Indiana. I mean, I did time in Ohio.
So this is your 8th pregnancy?
Yeah. 3 of them's been adopted.
3 are adopted. Yes, go ahead.
And one's with my cousin.
One's with your cousin.
And then one's with Dad.
Okay. She's really typical for us with numerous social problems, chemical dependency problems. All our kids divided up in different homes and so forth. Deep breath.
In the outside world, their life is so chaotic. Now, if the one program can succeed, okay, if they can really bond well and it does change them and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, that's good.
Bobby started using drugs when she was just 13 years old.
What drugs were you using?
Well, on the outs, before I got pregnant, crack and meth.
I think a lot of these children don't really have a great chance in life because their mothers just aren't taking care of themselves and they're not doing the stuff they need to be doing.
The chemical dependency classes will be helpful for you because you can start to get into that. They have meetings here.
But Bobby thinks that she can quit on her own.
I went through periods of, I don't know, where I haven't went and did no recovery but stay clean. Just, it's old people, places, and thing that mainly gets me.
If you're going to be the best mother that you can be, you're going to have to be in recovery. If she can get into recovery and stay in recovery, then she might have a chance, to get other children back in the future. All right. Any other questions?
Baby dorm, or, do you guys still got that, or do I need to talk to my counselor
Yes,
about
we
it?
do have the one program, but if you meet the qualifications, then you're certainly here long enough. All right, well, welcome and good luck to you.
If Bobby doesn't qualify for the We Ones program, she'll be forced to surrender her baby just 24 hours after giving birth.
She's going to have a lot to come back from, but since she has a little bit of time, she probably could actually spend time in the one unit and really bond well with that child, but without being in recovery, she may not even be able to survive.
Coming up, a mother is forced to give up her baby.
Mommy love you. She miss you.
When her violent past gets in the way.
He put his hands on me, and so I stabbed him.
And later,
having a baby in prison is no picnic. It is very, very hard.
Bobby, a crack and meth addict, is 8 months pregnant with her 6th child. Since she gave up 3 of her children for adoption, she's anxious to bond with the baby she's carrying. But Bobby is competing with other inmates for one of the 10 coveted spots in the We Ones nursery, an experimental wing which allows inmates to keep their babies behind bars. The women who are not part of the nursery program live in general population, where the rules are unbendable and lockdowns are a way of life.
Ladies, prepare for count. Proceed to your rooms.
Offenders are confined to their cells for up to 12 hours a day. It's a world away from the relative freedom and warmth of the baby dorm. 20-year-old Donna arrived at Indiana State Prison just over 2 weeks ago. But she's not acclimating to the prison routine.
I'm locked down half the day and only with one other person, and she's always gone. It's terrible over here.
Just 8 weeks pregnant, Donna longs for the privileges enjoyed by the inmates who occupy the baby dorm.
It's not as much freedom over here as it is over there. Every other hour, for 1 hour, we'll be locked down, and then they'll be out.
Like many women serving time, Donna broke the law for love.
This was last summer at our family reunion. This is my husband, Sean, and this is me. He's a good person. He would give the shirt off of his back to anybody because he's just that type of person, Even though he does criminal stuff, not all criminals are bad people, And I hate when people label him because he's young and, the ethnic group is a very big label and because he's been in so much trouble. But when they meet him, everybody loves him,
Donna was jailed after going on the run with her teenage husband, Sean. Sean is also now in prison. The couple haven't seen each other since her arrest. Donna misses him.
And I go like this. I go like this and put it up against the wall. So then, like, and then I have the sweater usually, like, right here, so it's like, you know, it kind of helps a little. I know it's crazy, but, like, I don't know, I, like, intertwine with it, and it helps me a little bit. It's not the same. He's way bigger than that, but it helps. He's great. He makes me really happy. I've never been so happy in my life. It's amazing because I did not think when we first got together, you know, I kind of put him in the group too, that he's a young thug. He'll never fall in love with me. I'm stupid. I'm just going to get played and I'm going to get my heart broken. But it's like we're the same people, but he's a man, I'm a woman. He's black, I'm white. He's Sean, I'm Donna. Oh no, he just makes me so happy. And I'm so happy that I can give him something that's going to mean so much to him because he wants a baby so bad. You know, we've been trying for a year. He's wanted it so bad, and I know he's going to be a great dad.
Studies show that children of incarcerated parents are 7 times more likely to become incarcerated adults. Aisha is also a new mom. She had to give up her son shortly after he was born. The baby is cared for by Aisha's mother.
Ms. Aisha, you don't look too happy today.
I just miss my son. I haven't seen him in the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
So I'm used to seeing him every other weekend, and my mom ain't been able to come.
Aisha couldn't qualify for the We Ones program because she was convicted of a violent offense.
Right after I leave from seeing
She stabbed her former boyfriend.
I was in an abusive relationship, and every time I called the police on my ex-boyfriend, they told me to press charges on him. Well, I was being dumb and kept taking them back. So the last time that he put his hands on me, I decided to cut him with a knife. And so I stabbed him a couple times, and he called the police on me, and they arrested me. I think that they should have had it be self-defense because they have on record multiple times of him putting his hands on me, and they even have pictures of bruises. But I guess they figured since I stabbed him that I needed to be punished, and where he's still around, walking around every day like he's God or something. Nothing ever happened to me. He never got locked up for nothing or nothing. All he got was stabbed and some stitches, and that's it.
While out on bond, Aisha found a new man.
I went to jail in March. I got bonded out in April, and in June, I met my baby daddy. So I guess I didn't wait that long to get in another relationship.
Aisha is nearing the end of her sentence, and she's anxious to be reunited with her son.
Inside here is just my calendar. I count off my days. I have 36 days left until I go home to my son. And this is where I sleep, and I have a picture of him that I took at the hospital that stays right here. It's getting kind of old, but every time I turn over, I see him. I miss my son so much. This is the first blanket he was wrapped in after, you know, getting washed up and stuff. I kept it. It just reminds me of him. It gives me, I smell his scent still on it. And I sleep with it every night, close to me. I smell him. And I just come in here and cry on the bed.
Aisha's friend Jessica was also not eligible for the We Ones program. The friends are looking forward to better days on the outside.
I know when I get out, my mom and them is going to have me a baby shower and a barbecue for my birthday. I'm looking forward to that.
Jessica will be released from prison at midnight.
The following weekend, my sister's husband's cooking. They're doing a big old cookout. You know what I think is great? That we get to go home this year and be home for Christmas, and then we have kids to shop for. That's going to be great. Take them trick-or-treating. I mean, look how long we've been in here and haven't gotten in no trouble. So, I mean, we can do the same on the outs. Plus, we have kids to think about, so trouble is not going to be on our mind.
Jessica and Aisha have supported one another through tough times.
Okay, you'll be okay. Don't cry.
Aisha will have to get through her last days inside with neither her friend nor her baby.
Bye-bye.
New arrival Bobby Brush is still hoping for a place on the baby dorm. But with just 4 weeks till she's due to give birth, it's not looking good.
Any questions about wee ones or anything?
How quick do you get people in there? Like, I probably won't make it
right now.
Yeah, I won't make it in there.
So if you're going to deliver soon, we probably won't have any openings for a while. It will be, yeah, so it may not work for you. Were you hoping to get on that unit? Mm-hmm. So that's disappointing for you.
Coming up,
I have no control over my life at all.
Donna gets a reality check.
I have to give my child away just because of something so stupid.
The We Ones program allows a selected number of pregnant inmates to keep their babies behind bars. Violent offenders like Aisha get rejected. Bobby, a drug addict, is disappointed when she learns that she's eligible, but there are no vacancies. But 20-year-old Donna remains hopeful.
I want to keep the baby because it's my child, and the first year is the most bonding, and I just couldn't just let my child go.
Donna views the We Ones program as a lifesaver, and her baby as her only way in.
The dorms, you know, are nice. The baby won't even know what's going on and stuff, and I feel terrible because I'll be keeping my baby in prison, and it's like it's done a crime and it's in prison, but I can start a life and I can stay out of trouble and I can be with my baby.
To better her chances for admission, Donna attends a morning parenting class.
The whole idea about when we did the baby dorm is, oh, they're going to remember the barbed wire. No, absolutely not. They're going to remember the bond with the mother. Those things will override any other things.
Prenatal counselor Jura Finn talks about the controversial baby program.
I have a question here. It says, I'm worried about coping with the separation from my baby. There's a lot of different forms of separation. Separation meaning you're not going to participate in the baby program. The baby is going to go away with mom, grandma, dad's mom. This is definitely hard. Having a baby in prison is no picnic. It is very, very hard.
Another thing that is very hard is the ability of inmates to separate fact from fiction.
Because there's people in here that's killed their kids. There's a lady that, I don't know where she's at, but she put her baby in a microwave because she was jealous of it, because her husband, I guess when he got home from work, he spent time with her. And then there's another lady that cut her baby up, put it in stew and cooked it and fed it to her husband.
Since many of the inmates are guilty of serious and violent crimes, the women and children in the baby dorm are separated, away from potentially dangerous offenders.
Right there, where the fence is up out, is where they go outside and sit with the babies. Like, the babies can't be around the rest of the population. So yeah, that fenced off.
The prison doesn't just teach inmates how to become better mothers. They provide them with the skills to choose better relationships.
So I'm going to pass out the questions that I have here. Questions to ask before we fall in love. Because a lot of times what happens is I would counsel with women and they would say, man, if only I knew this before I fell in love with this person. I want you to tell me a question that you think that you should ask a guy before you fall in love with him.
Is he a sex offender?
Okay.
Like what are they trying to do to support their families?
What about his name? Because now the trend is guys are giving false names because, you know, they have the program Jobs or Jail, where if they don't pay child support, they can actually go to jail or prison. So that's the trend now, is for guys to give their wrong name. That's one of the things I want you to be aware of, because some of the ladies are saying that what they're doing is looking in the glove compartment. You know, looking in the glove compartment, because a lot of times you'll find out some information, like, for example, if you know that somebody's married and they got 5 kids by 5 different women and they don't pay child support and they've been in prison for being a molester, and they got, if you know all the answers to these questions and they're all negative, I don't care how good looking the person is, would you date them?
Yeah.
Back at the baby dorm, dating is the last thing on Balbina's mind. Mothers in the Wee Ones nursery find themselves in a calm and far more relaxed environment. Even the prison guards have trouble resisting a baby.
Look, she's coming.
She's shaking.
What? She's doing that spy. You leaving it? I let my daughter make her own judgment, because they say babies have good judgments. If she'll go to you, if she likes you, she'll play with you. I mean, there's people, when they come on this dorm, she'll check them out.
Oh, she wants my radio.
Yeah, she always does.
Say bye-bye.
I'll come out there in a minute. A lot of the offenders say, why do you let officers hold her? They're not my enemy. They're doing their job. They're human beings just like us. So I try to be a good mom. I mean, I just do what I feel like is in her best interest, in her, to protect her. You know what I'm saying? Good habits and bad habits, right from wrong. You know, I let her know. You don't get out here and run wild and run the streets and do drugs. I don't want her to you know, think that's right.
Coming up, Bobby finally gets the verdict.
Oh my God, I'm so scared.
And later, what do the other inmates really think about those in the baby dorm?
There's a lot of people that have a lot of animosity because they think that we're privileged.
The number of pregnant women in jail has doubled in 2 decades, causing huge problems for an overcrowded prison system. Pregnant inmates must make tough choices. If family and friends can't take their babies, the infants are placed in foster care hours after being born. Now, at the Indiana Women's Prison, a controversial program gives inmates a chance to keep their babies. But competition for available slots is keen. Both Bobby and Donna are desperate to secure a spot in the baby dorm. But space is limited. Only 10 inmates at a time are allowed on the dorm. But things can change overnight at Wee Ones Nursery. 2 slots have become available on short notice because 2 mothers on the unit are told they're being transferred to a halfway house outside the prison.
Signal 1000 and 1031, Signal 1000, 1031.
With places on the baby dorm in such high demand, Bobby and Donna have an agonizing wait. Finally, after days of anticipation, Bobby gets word.
You've been accepted to the baby dorm, and they wanted me to go ahead and let you know. So you'll be moving over there after 10:30 count.
So that means I'll be able to keep my baby? Oh my God, I'm so excited. Because I'm so scared because of my mom. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. I'm just happy. I'm really, really happy.
With 1 spot still available, Donna is also hoping for good news.
Hopefully something works out. It has to.
For former drug addict Bobby, the program offers a fresh start and the chance to bond with her 6th child, since she's given up 3 of her kids for adoption.
Welcome to the baby dorm.
Oh, I'm excited. Lots of room. Gonna have to, I guess.
So horrible.
New and expectant moms are supported by nannies, 4 inmates who live in the dorm. Being a nanny is seen as a privilege by the other prisoners.
There's a lot of people that have a lot of animosity and a lot of strife because they think that we're privileged, that we have so much more than they do. And in reality, we don't. We, as prisoners, don't. The babies do. I mean, all this is geared for the babies. If you're blessed to come here to be a nanny, you know, everybody has the opportunity if you meet the criteria, not a violent crime. You know, you have to conduct yourself in a certain manner.
What's your name? Bobby. Bobby. Yeah. So how long are you gonna be here? I got 16 months left. And your baby's due next Friday. If you need anything, just let me or any of the other nannies know. Shauna is my bunkie, and then the other 2 nannies is right across from you.
The Wee Ones Nursery exists on government grants and donations from charities.
Oh, look, I love Mommy. That's cute.
These are so cute, girls.
Yeah.
Shirts and skirts. Oh, look at those little jeans. Yes,
I know.
Look cool.
The babies thrive on the constant attention of nannies, staff, and their mothers.
I'll have the bond with my baby. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I bonded with all my other kids, don't get me wrong, but this one, for one, I won't be using drugs, you know, even though I thought that's one thing I learned is in the other, like that 6-month program I did, it's not that I was a bad mom, I just made bad choices. So I've never called myself a bad mom, but at least my head will be clear and she'll be with me. And I'm excited that I got this opportunity because not everybody here does get this opportunity. A lot of them have to send their babies away.
Coming up, Donna comes clean.
Is there anything that you can think of that has happened around age 14?
I got raped.
And later, even toddlers get a pat down before visiting with loved ones behind bars. Pregnant inmates Bobby and Donna both want a spot in the Wee Ones Nursery, a coveted program which allows selected offenders to keep their babies with them in prison. Bobby is accepted and will not have to give up her baby soon after it's born. But Donna is still waiting to hear if she's even eligible. But with only 10 spots and up to 60 pregnant inmates, vacancies on the baby dorm are in short supply.
I think I'm the only pregnant person in this dorm. No, just, it's terrible over here.
Donna just got word that she is refused a place in the nursery because she has a past accusation of violence on her record.
I think it's a lot of crap, but there's nothing I can do. I feel like a kid because I'm an adult and I have no control over my life at all. And it sucks. It's to the point I have somebody else telling me I have to give my child away just because of something so stupid. There's people that, you know, don't even care if they have their kids and get to keep their kids.
Donna decides to join the prison substance abuse program, which will reduce her sentence and minimize the time spent apart from her baby.
Looking at this, I mean, your significant drug usage started around 14. Is there anything that you can think of that has happened around age 14?
I started going to parties and stuff, and the first time I drank, I got raped, and so that's, I don't know, ever since then it's just, I didn't care about myself no more.
And that's significant, okay? There's a high correlation between women addicts and abuse issues, okay? It's a pretty big, significant statistic that's out there. And what's really cool is our program, Helping Women Recover, really concentrates on that, Do you have any questions for me at all?
What about the NA and AA?
Good. I'm glad you reminded me of that because that was on the blue slip as well. You are currently, I just put you on the waiting list for NA. Our 12-step self-help groups, they meet on Thursday nights.
That's why I'm happy, like, I get to take the chance being in here, because now I can focus all the way on this, because if I was on the outs, I'd be focusing on other stuff and this. Now I can just focus on this.
Mm-hmm. Very good. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll be seeing you.
We'll be seeing you.
Donna will attempt to overturn the prison's decision, which disqualifies her from the baby dorm. And being involved in recovery helps her case.
You're already online for substance abuse, so that's perfect. Worst case scenario, the baby will be 6 months old when you get back out.
When I got the letter back saying that I was denied for the wee ones, I wrote my lawyer explaining to him, because my judge did not know I was pregnant when I came in. I knew I was pregnant, but I didn't tell him. Okay. So I wrote my lawyer, and, you know, I told him about it and stuff. I'm waiting for that letter back because he's going to get that fixed. But I did leave drug court, which don't look good at all on me, you know what I mean? But, you know, he didn't know I was pregnant. I'm getting denied. I'm not going to be able to keep my baby. And,
in here.
Yeah, and I'm going through substance abuse, which is a form of drug court. Mm-hmm. It's not as strong as drug court, but it's going to help me.
In another wing, Aisha is preparing to see her son. The prison encourages moms on the baby dorm to breastfeed. Even though she's apart from her baby, Aisha has chosen to express her milk and bag it for her mom to collect.
You defrost one, unthaw one of them?
Yep, and put it in the bottle. Just give it to him.
And just give it to him? How long does this milk last?
He eats a lot. He's fat. I honestly think probably to maybe Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's it?
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, now he's an eating piece of furniture.
Yes, he is. Today is Saturday. She'll start him when she get home. Probably
Come
Tuesday.
He'll be out and be ready for some more.
Yeah.
Like Aisha's mom, it's grandmothers who take on the responsibility for the babies and children of offenders. Families are only allowed to visit once a week for a maximum of 4 hours. Even toddlers and babies are patted down to check for drugs, weapons, or other contraband. Today, Aisha's mom is expected to bring baby Imari. It's been 5 weeks since Aisha has seen her son.
Did y'all bring the cooler?
Yeah, I got a cooler.
4 bags with 5 ounces of milk in her.
Morning and before you go to bed, and it helps him sleep.
Like, I was freaking out, like, wow, I gotta have my baby while I'm incarcerated. Just scared. My first baby, I had so many scares, but then my mom told me everything was gonna be all right and that she was gonna come get him. She told me how she was gonna bring him to see me and stuff. He got his daddy nose. He got a big nose. Mommy, kiss it, though. Yeah, you white. Oh, you look you mommy in the eyes. Oh, son.
Yes.
Mommy love you, Imari. The handsomest baby I've seen in the world. I just think it's real wonderful. I want my son to do everything that I did. I want him to graduate from high school. I want him to go off to college, get in some sports maybe, have kids one day. I don't ever want him to put his hand on a female. I want him to do that. I want him to be successful. Oh, this is my baby. I'm gonna miss him. I want to keep him here. I be worried about him forgetting who I am.
Aisha is due to be released from Indiana Women's Prison next month. But with levels of reoffending at 30%, the odds are against her.
Mom, I love you.
Coming up, Bobby gets a special delivery.
Oh, God!
But will her baby be healthy enough to keep them in the baby dorm? Mother-to-be Bobby has secured a rare spot at Wee One's nursery.
Welcome to
a controversial program which allows incarcerated women to live with their babies. She's 8 months pregnant and due at any moment. It's Mother's Day at Indiana Women's Prison.
Oh, they got a lot of mail today. Shauna!
For inmates with children on the outside, it's an emotional occasion. But before they can be delivered to prisoners, all letters and parcels have to be checked for contraband, drugs, and weapons.
They get jewelry they're not allowed to have. They get that shipped in. Cash, they're not allowed to have cash. So all that stuff like that has to be sent out. I've never gotten a weapon or drugs sent in, but I guess there's always a first.
It's a pretty good job. It's not a bad job. And obviously he's a football player. They can't see their loved ones and I can. You know, so it's kind of humbling to see some of the things I see, and you hug your children a little harder when you get to see them every day. You know what I mean? So, oh, that's a nice card too.
For Aisha, Mother's Day is a timely reminder of what prison has taken away from her.
My family is important to me. Every day I look at these pictures 4 and 5 times a day and kiss them and just look at my family and remember what I have at home. And this is a reason why I will not come back to prison.
There are those that would criticize it, saying these women are being punished. Why should they have children in prison? Why should they have that benefit? If they're better mothers, if they're better citizens when they leave because of it, then we've done something right, and that criticism is wrong.
Since Indiana Women's Prison is a maximum security facility, medical inducement and cesarean dates are withheld from pregnant inmates to minimize the risk of escape. On short notice, Bobby's been transported 7 miles away to Wishart Hospital, where the birth will be induced. Inmates remain shackled to the bed with leg irons, except when the mom-to-be is given an epidural.
She's in active labor, so they asked me to take the leg irons off. She's in the process of getting a epidural, so she's going to be numb from the bottom down. So she really doesn't need the leg irons. She's not going anywhere at the moment.
Yes. Let me ready.
Right back on. One more push. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Good.
5,
She's coming.
6, 7.
Hello, sweetheart. Look at the hair. I know. You are difficult. Yeah. You're already taking after Daddy, ain't you?
Bobby has a history of crack and meth use, and if her baby is unhealthy, she will lose her place on the We Ones program.
She looking pretty healthy. Yeah. Is it gonna be healthy?
20 minutes after giving birth, Bobby is once again shackled and placed into leg irons.
Maybe sound asleep. Three of my kids have been adopted, and as long as she's healthy and stuff, she'll be able to stay with me. So that's really good news. I was worried about losing custody of her.
Bobby and her newborn will now return to the baby dorm, where they will stay for the remainder of her sentence. While the debate surrounding the We Ones nursery continues, The Indiana Department of Correction believes this controversial program reduces the likelihood that the mothers participating in it will re-offend.
We've looked on the outside to see whether having women be able to stay with their children in prison works. We're testing that now, but all of the evidence that we believe is accurate says that there can't be but any good outcome, the best outcome for a mother who can stay with her child, not only for her, but for the child's sake while she's incarcerated. So we think it's win-win for a mother to be able to stay with her child while she's in prison and then get out and still be with her child.
Valbina and her daughter are at home after leaving prison the week of Angelina's first birthday. Bobby and her baby daughter are settling in well at the Wee Ones nursery. Aisha is also out of prison and caring for her baby Imari full-time. Donna has secured a place on the baby dorm after the accusation of violence against her was dropped.
I'm very lucky. Yeah, you're miles ahead there.
Yeah.